Hi there, welcome to the closing words. This is the final part of the workshop, just to summarize what we've learned so far. So hopefully this schematic, this flow diagram of how information flows through a systematic review and the processes are linked together, it's burnt on the back of your retina. It's something that you'll think about when you design a systematic review, that there are specific stages of a review and similar stages for a systematic map, and each of those needs to be carefully thought out and planned and then conducted in a way that maximizes reliability. And hopefully we've also really come to appreciate how comprehensiveness, objectivity, transparency, and repeatability are these key processes we're trying to maximize whilst minimizing the susceptibility to bias during the systematic review and map process. And the way that we do this is by having some form of peer-reviewed protocol, by trying to assemble an expert review team that has methodology and subject expertise, by trying to mitigate all possible biases, particularly publication bias, in the way that we design our systematic review and search for information in particular. We have hopefully come to appreciate that for a systematic review, critical appraisal of all relevant research is important. We can't treat all research equally because we know that some is more reliable than others. And also that careful synthesis and the final part of the review is really crucial to avoid overreaching what we actually can see in our evidence base, and also avoiding vote counting so that we're not tallying up studies and seeing a larger number of studies with a positive effect as indicative of being a more positive impact of an intervention or an effect. And we've hopefully seen that full documentation of everything that we do is really vital. It's something that will be asked for by a review coordinating body, but increasingly more by other journal editors as well and peer reviewers. So keeping track of everything that you've done along the way is really important so that you've got all of that information when you come to write it up. And thinking about that when you design your review is a really vital way to manage all of the complex information you're going to be dealing with, particularly across a team. We've also seen that systematic reviews and systematic maps are very resource intensive. They're often the best approach if we want really reliable evidence, but sometimes full systematic reviews and systematic maps aren't feasible because we might have low resources, we might have a very small team, we might have a particularly short time frame. In an ideal situation, we would revert to a full systematic review or a systematic map. But in cases where we can't conduct a full systematic review or systematic map, we can still learn from systematic review methods. For example, by being as transparent as possible when we conduct a literature review, by trying to be comprehensive, by having a protocol for the work that we do, even if it's not a full systematic review. And you can read more about that advice and those lessons in a paper in Conservation Biology called Making Literature Reviews More Reliable Through Application of Lessons from Systematic Reviews. So that's it. Thank you very much for being on the course. Thank you from the Stockholm Environment Institute for tuning in. And thank you for the collaboration from the Collaboration for Environmental Evidence. If you have more questions and want more information about the work that SEI and CE do with evidence synthesis, you can go to their websites and find loads of information and support there. Thanks very much from me too.